Anvit, talk to our viewers as to why Anand Tiwari is under the scanner of agencies.
Yes, Rizwan, we are right outside the former Deputy Excise Commissioner Anand Tiwari's house, and I would first like to show you the vehicle in which the CBI team had come, and the teams are very much inside still. It's been over 4.5 hours. The teams had reportedly come here around 9 a.m. in the morning, and they are still inside. And Anand Tiwari is one of the officers who was suspended on August 6th, along with Arav Gopi Krishna, who was the Excise Commissioner then, and along with these two officers, 3 ad hoc Danix officers and 6 officials of the Delhi government excise policy were also suspended by the LG, and this was all done because of following the allegation that they had over the serious lapses in implementation of the excise policy 2021-2022. Now this policy it was following a report filed by Delhi Chief Secretary Naresh Kumar that had accused that some kickbacks and commissions were received in giving licenses of liquor to liquor licenses, and that some kickbacks and commissions were recovered, and that money received, and that money was used in the Punjab elections. Following that, when LG had recommended a CBI probe, and following which the CBI registered an FIR, after that all this action unfolded, and today at the 21 locations where the raids are being conducted, this is one of the locations where we are right now. A short while ago, a CBI officials team had also come out, and the vehicle that you can see, this is supposed to be Tiwari's car. This vehicle was also being searched by CBI team. They had come out, but even though they did not speak to the media at all, neither of any of the family members have come out since morning and spoken about what, if anything, has been recovered. CBI officials have, however, what we are learning is that they had taken the phones of the family members and some laptops in their custody. We do not know if the laptops and phones are being seized or any documents from here have been recovered, which will be used by the CBI against Tiwari or anyone in the family.
Okay. Anvit, thanks for getting us that update. We'll request all our colleagues to stay on with us. We're now getting some other fresh visuals that you see on your screens. These are from Manish Sisodia's residence. As we pointed out, this has now resulted in a big political war of words where the AAP is reiterating a narrative that we've heard from them before, which is that this is a witch hunt and vendetta politics. Let me bring in Akash back in the conversation. Akash, we are seeing some visuals of officials who are still at Manish Sisodia's residence. Talk to us about two things. How many hours has it been since these officials have been at Manish Sisodia's residence, and any other details that you're picking up?
So, Ridhima, as I mentioned earlier, 8:15 was the time when, we got to know that CBI officers are very much here at the residence of Manish Sisodia. And as of now, we are learning that Manish Sisodia is very much inside. Also, you are seeing these visuals just because, it is expected that CBI officers may leave in some time from now, though we haven't got any sort of confirmation about that. Further, let me mention that, we have learned that CBI officers are basically searching the premise and they are looking for some specific documents. We don't know if Manish Sisodia is a part of the process or not, but at this point in time, CBI officers are basically searching the premise. This is what we have learned. Also, this is not the only location where CBI officers are present. At this point in time, 21 locations across the country, across the states, are the places where CBI officers are very much present in concern with this particular policy. I was mentioning about this policy, Ridhima. You see, this policy was implemented in November 2021, and since then we are seeing a lot of political developments. In fact, from the morning itself, we are seeing that how BJP is basically claiming that this was a loot, and now CBI is basically investigating the case, and Aam Aadmi Party is having problem, and it is very obvious because their leader is very much a part of this whole corruption act. This is what the allegations are. Also, on the other hand, we are seeing Aam Aadmi Party leaders who are in fact saying that at this point in time, they were very much ready for this. They know that this is vendetta politics, and they know that CBI officers have got orders from above, and that's the reason why they were expecting this. In fact, let me mention about the press conference that was held by Arvind Kejriwal in July. It was 22nd July, if I'm not wrong, where he mentioned he anticipated that after Satyendra Jain, Manish Sisodia would be arrested just because he has got some source-based info about it. Also, let me tell you that he has categorically said that just because his ministers are doing some very good work for Delhi, and that's the reason why they are targeted. Also, he talked about the methodology that BJP government is opting, because as per him, this is the new technique, that the new method, in fact, where they first target the person, they arrest that person, and then they investigate about it. Also, at this point in time, talking about this particular development, we have seen that how since from morning, we are seeing that leaders from Aam Aadmi Party are attacking central government. They are talking about the achievement, they are talking about the report that has been published in one international publication. publication, and they are talking about the achievement, the kind of achievement. They are saying that at the time when the efforts are being praised at an international level, BJP government has chosen this particular time, and now CBI officers are very much here inside the premise of Manish
while
Sisodia,
this
and
political war of words, Akash, continues, while the BJP is saying that we think that the article that the Aam Aadmi Party is referring to as far as the New York Times is concerned, that's a planted or a paid one. What I essentially want to understand is the other charge that is also being raised against the Aam Aadmi Party. If you compare it to what played out in the national capital and other parts of the country a couple of weeks ago, was Congress workers taking to the streets. And at that time, the Aam Aadmi Party has said, for how long can you play the victim card? The same question is being asked to the Aam Aadmi Party today as well. If there is nothing to hide, why don't you just cooperate with the investigation?
Right, and Ridhima, you know what, I had a word with several Aam Aadmi Party leaders, and they were saying that whatever is happening as per law, they are very much with that particular activity. But as far as this particular activity is concerned, and as far as these searches are concerned, so they are saying that CBI is basically working on the orders that they are getting from the above. Also, above means the BJP leaders. At this point in time, while we talk about the vendetta policy, so they say that CBI, ED, and these agencies are very much managed by the central government, and that's the reason why they are not, very hopeful about these agencies. And that's the reason why, just a few minutes back we saw that Aam Aadmi Party workers, in fact some MLAs of Aam Aadmi Party, were protesting at this particular place. 6 hours is not a very short time. 6 hours have already been passed, and now we're expecting that in some time from now CBI officers would be leaving this particular place, but we haven't got any sort of confirmation. Also, we have learned that they are looking for some specific documents, and this is not the only place where they're searching. They're searching for some specific documents that are linked with the excise policy. And in some time from now, we're expecting that they would be leaving, and we'll be getting some sort of clarity as to what was the investigation all about.
Over 6 hours is what Akash is pointing out since the CBI first reached Manish Sisodia's residence, and we're now getting those first visuals as well. I want to bring in my other colleagues in the conversation as well. Ananya, I want to come to you first. You were bringing us some details a short while ago of how the AAP is already preparing a legal plan. There has been some sort of meetings that have taken place with Kapil Sibal, I believe. What are the details that you're picking up on those lines?
Well, yes, we had broken it down for our viewers, Ridhima, in the morning itself only, that the Aam Aadmi Party is exploring all kind of legal options. The legal team is constantly monitoring all of these developments with regards to the raids being conducted. And since the inception of this idea of recommendation to the Central Bureau of Investigation, they have been monitoring all of this. And now, since the ball has now come in the court of the CBI, searches are being conducted. They are now having meetings with senior lawyers. They are consulting people. The legal team of the Aam Aadmi Party itself is also holding meetings and deliberating upon as to what can be done next into this particular case. As per our sources close to Mr. Sibal and also the Aam Aadmi Party legal cell, they have clarified and confirmed it to us very, very clearly that Mr. Sibal is being consulted with regards to Mr. Manish Sisodia, and in fact he will also appear in the case of Satyendra Jain tomorrow. So another aspect of what has been discussed between the one meeting that has taken place between the senior lawyer and the Aam Aadmi Party legal cell is that what is the course of law available, what is the legal remedies available into the particular aspect when Mr. Sisodia is being talked about, because remember that at this point of time only searches are being conducted. This is a very, very preliminary stage. He has not been arrested. So what he can do is, his legal options remain are that he can go and file for an anticipatory bail application seeking, saying that he fears arrest. And as I also pointed out earlier also, he does not need to come out and go and file that bail application. He can just file a wakalatnama and give it to its lawyers, and the same can be processed with, and then the court of law would decide as to whether anticipatory bail should be granted or not. But definitely consultations with senior lawyers are on. In fact, they might also be seeking consultations with Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, because remember, Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi has been constantly appearing for the Aam Aadmi Party government in various matters, whether we talk of the freebies matter in the Supreme Court of India or various other matters. In fact, a very, very important crucial point which I actually missed out is that Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi had appeared for the Delhi government when the challenge was made to the new excise policy of the Delhi government in the Delhi in the Delhi High Court. Various petitions were filed challenging the kind of auctions that were taken place and the kind of tenders that were distributed. And Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi had
so the Aam Aadmi Party wasting no
government.
time, and they're already readying a legal plan, even as CBI officials still continue to be present at Manish Sisodia's residence. Our rolling coverage will continue. I'll request all my colleagues to stay on with us. We're slipping into a very short break, coming back with lots more.